But like I said earlier, man, the war was hell. It was more than hell. Donald Singleton, and I was in the Army. I was in the 101st Airborne Division, both in Vietnam. But when I came back from Vietnam, I was in the 82nd Airborne Division. I stayed in the military for 3 years, active duty, and 3 years inactive duty. And I guess it was okay. But like I said earlier, man, the war was hell. It was more than hell. And I was born and raised right here in Richmond Hill. When there wasn't nothing but farms and trees in Richmond Hill. There wasn't no subdivisions when I grew up here. There was trees, farms, hogs and cows and all that kind of stuff. And there wasn't no paved roads. There was one paved road, actually two paved roads, Highway 17 and Highway 144.
So do you feel like growing up around here had a more of a influence on you joining the military, or do you think that it was just something that you wanted to do because it was kind of tradition?
I think growing up here has something to do with it, you know, because I wanted to get away from it, you know. My daddy was a farmer. He was a hard-working guy. He made us work hard. I just wanted to get away, man. You know, I just wanted to get away.
Why did you pick the Army?
My cousin, he came home from, I think it was from AIT, or jump school, one of the things, and he was all cleaned up, man, you know, boot shine, nice uniform on and everything. We was actually talking to, in fact, he was like 2 years older than me. And he was telling me, you know, oh man, this is where you need to be, you know. So that's, I think that's the reason I chose Army. I wanted to be a clean guy, spit shine boots, and I wanted to jump out of airplanes like him. I wanted to follow him. Rucksacks, and we use them to carry everything we own in the jungles. All your food, whatever you got, clothes, you carry them in the rucksack. And the rucksack was big. In fact, there was a little metal piece that went in the rucksack that actually fits on the back. And the rucksack actually attached to the metal piece. This is a moving memorial that we came up with during the time we was trying to raise monies to build a monument in Savannah. And we came up with this thing. It's been in existence since that time. I don't remember the year. I think it was 1981, 82, something like that. And we actually raised over $300,000 with this thing. It's been on TV, it's been on magazines. And it's 106 names on here that the guys that got killed.
Tell us what it was like once you came home from Vietnam.
Well, I hear a lot of stories from Vietnam veterans about when they got off the plane, they would spit on, all that kind of stuff. Now that didn't happen to me, but what did happen to me was, we just wasn't appreciated. They would call you baby killers and all kind of other stuff. They didn't appreciate Vietnam veterans. In fact, we still get that sometime now. But a lot of times, right now people come up to me and say, thank you.
Could you elaborate with Agent Orange, the origin behind that? What was it?
Well, Agent Orange it was a chemical that they sprayed out of airplanes and sprayed out of helicopters to kill the foliage, to kill greenies, the thick jungle greenies in the jungle. I've seen them sprayed it. I've been over, 2 or 3 miles away from it, and they would spray it. And then, in 4 or 5 days, we would be in that same area that they just sprayed, 4 or 5 days before. So, Agent Orange was a chemical that did a lot of damage to a lot of people.
The Vietnamese were the ones spraying the Agent Orange.
No.
The Americans.
The United States was spraying Agent Orange to kill the greenies, so we could see where the Viet Cong was. That's why they sprayed it, to kill all the greenies, so everything would be just sticking up, so you can see where you're going and see what you're doing.
Did they know that it was kind of affecting the soldiers, the U.S. soldiers, or they just?
Well, I don't think they wanted to know that, man. They knew it was a poison because it killed trees. It killed trees, and then not only that, when they sprayed that stuff, we drank the water because we drank the water right out of the creeks and streams and stuff, So when they sprayed Agent Orange, it came out of the planes, out of the helicopters, onto the ground, into the water, and we drank that stuff. And there's a lot of sick veterans today on account of Agent Orange. There's a lot of veterans that have passed away on account of Agent Orange. Got a few pictures and these maps. That's a picture right there of a friend of mine. This is the unit. This is my platoon right here. Platoon picture that I was able to find. That's me right there when I was 20 years old. Wife shuffle. I lived in West Palm Beach 15 years ago. You all know who number 17 is right there?
Is it Joe Campbell?
It was the first one I was in 1986. Also, we did a documentary. I don't know if y'all ever heard of a documentary called In the Shadow of the Blade.
In the Shadow of the Blade?
In the Shadow of the Blade.
No, sir. What is it in relation to?
It was about the Huey helicopter and what it did in Vietnam.
Oh, okay. It's a cool room.
Yeah, man. I like this room.
Yeah.
And everything I get is try to stick it on the wall. Yeah.
Can you play a little song for us?